Sleep paralysis. Your body locks you inside yourself every night. While you dream, your brain paralyzes every muscle so you don't act out what you're seeing. But sometimes your mind wakes up while the lock is still on. You're fully conscious. Eyes open. Can't move a finger. Can't open your mouth. Your body has become a sealed coffin. You're still alive inside. And that's the normal part. The abnormal part is what your brain does next. It hallucinates. Not mild, forgettable hallucinations. Full figures, standing in the corner of your room, watching you, sometimes moving toward you. You can't scream. You can't run. You just have to lie there and wait for your brain to remember you're a person. The more terrified you get, the longer it lasts. Your fear is the fuel. Scientists call the figures intruder hallucinations. Cultures across history called them demons, witches, ghosts. Turns out it was always just your brain, staging a horror movie in the one moment you had absolutely no control. Every single night your body runs the risk of trapping you in that room. Sleep tight. Hearing your name. You're in a loud room. Dozens of conversations happening at once. Your brain is filtering all of it out. Then someone across the room says your name and you hear it instantly, perfectly, through all the noise. You spin around. Nobody was talking to you. Your brain has a dedicated system that runs in the background 24/7, scanning every conversation you're not part of, looking for your name. It never sleeps. It never switches off. Even when you're asleep, it's listening. That's why a whispered version of your name can pull you out of deep sleep when a thunderstorm couldn't. But the system misfires. Constantly. Pattern recognition, this aggressive, will grab anything that sounds close enough. The N in neighbor. The ending of explain. Half a syllable from a stranger's sentence that your brain decided was good enough. You've been hearing your name called by nobody your entire life. You just assumed someone was there. Doll staring. You feel a doll watching you. You know it's not real. You know it's plastic. You move across the room and the feeling follows you. Your brain isn't broken. It's doing exactly what it was designed to do. Humans are wired to detect faces faster than any other shape. It's a survival circuit so old and so deep it cannot be overridden by logic. A face is a face. Your brain doesn't issue a disclaimer for toys. It detects the eyes, registers them as eyes, and begins automatically tracking whether they're tracking you back. That's the system working perfectly. The problem is doll eyes don't move. Human eyes always do. Your brain registers the stillness as wrong, sends an alert. The technical term is uncanny valley. Your own evolutionary hardware is what's scaring you. The doll isn't doing anything. Your brain is generating the entire experience from the inside and blaming the doll. Your phone lighting up. Your phone just lit up face down on the table. You felt it before you saw it. Except it didn't. Up to 90% of smartphone users experience phantom vibrations. Fake buzzes, made up entirely by your own nervous system. Your brain rewired itself so aggressively around notification anxiety that it now generates the sensation of your phone buzzing against your skin even when your phone is across the room, even when your phone is off. Some people feel it in the leg where they used to keep it years after switching pockets. The more anxious you are about missing a message, the more your brain manufactures fake ones. It's not a glitch. Your nervous system decided notifications were so important that it started producing its own. You trained your body to haunt itself with a phone that doesn't exist. Check your pocket. Was that real just now? Footsteps behind you. You're walking alone. You hear footsteps matching yours. You slow down. They slow down. You stop. Silence. You are hearing yourself. The human brain is so aggressive about detecting threats that it can take your own footstep echoes, slightly delay them, and process them as a second person. The sound reflects off walls, off buildings, off the pavement ahead of you, and arrives at your ears a fraction of a second late. That fraction is enough. Your brain assigns it to someone else, a person behind you. In completely silent environments, with no echo, the phenomenon disappears, which means the feeling only gets worse in narrow streets, stairwells, empty parking garages. The more the sound bounces, the more convincing your shadow person becomes. Your brain builds the footsteps into a body, gives it weight, gives it intention. There is no one there. There is only architecture and a brain that refuses to feel safe. Looking in a mirror, stare at your own reflection for about 60 seconds. Don't blink. Keep staring. Your face will start to change. Your features blur, distort, reassemble into something wrong. Strangers' faces. Monstrous faces. Your own face with all the proportions shifted. This is documented. Reproducible. Scientists call it the strange face illusion. Your visual cortex, deprived of new input from an unchanging image, begins generating its own. It fills the gaps with faces pulled from your unconscious pattern library, layered over yours. You are not hallucinating. You are watching your brain run out of real information and start inventing. The face in the mirror is still yours, but your brain, bored and unsupervised, decided to show you what else it keeps in storage. Most people stop the experiment early. They don't like what they see. The faces looking back are things they don't remember thinking about. A door slowly opening. You're alone. A door opens by itself. Slowly, you freeze. Your amygdala fired before you consciously registered the movement. The fear arrived first. The thought came second. By the time you understood what you were seeing, your body had already flooded with adrenaline. Your pupils had already dilated. Your muscles had already contracted. Your body responded to a threat before your brain confirmed there was one. Doors move from air pressure changes, from uneven floors, from the weight of the handle. Physics. But physics doesn't matter because your threat detection system was never designed to wait for confirmation. It was designed to be wrong thousands of times, so it was ready the one time it mattered. You are not irrational for freezing at a door. You are running million-year-old software that kept your ancestors alive. It just never got updated for apartments. The door is probably nothing. Probably someone calling you. You're almost asleep, completely relaxed, the edge of unconsciousness, and you hear someone call your name. Clear, close, right next to you. Nobody is there. As your brain crosses from waking into sleep, it passes through a state called hypnagogia. In this window, your brain is simultaneously conscious and dreaming, and it has no filter between them. Sounds bleed in. Visual fragments appear, and sometimes, with no warning, a voice, fully formed, specific, saying your name. People who experience this describe it as the most convincing thing they've ever heard. Not dreamlike, not fuzzy, crisp, familiar. Sometimes the voice belongs to someone they know, sometimes to someone dead, sometimes to no one they've ever met. Your brain generated it from nothing, assembled a complete voice, gave it your name, and delivered it at the exact moment you had the least ability to dismiss it. Not a dream, not a ghost, just your own mind, alone with itself for the first time all day, and apparently it had something to say. That's all for today. More coming soon. Subscribe to see them.